12. Continues of the Josephine White. The owner of a fine mare does not breed her to Claiborne from stallion. Number, he breeds her to Bold Ruler, probably paid $10,000 for the mating. Yet, he would not have bred the mare to Bold Ruler as full brother if he could have obtained the service fee. If you look over the pedigrees of horses which have won the Hambletonian during the past 60 years, you will find that they all were sired by only a handful of stallions. It is perfectly astounding how the same sire could produce the winner year after year, even though hundreds and perhaps thousands of other stallions were in service during that period. Likewise, in numerous cases, it was a son who produced the winners after the original great sire retired, and it invariably was just one son who took over, not any of his numerous brothers. This example showed the importance of identifying the producing individual, whether male or female. If you were to prepare a breeding chart showing the pedigree of my own fowl going back 6 or 8 generations, you will find the names of the same individual appearing time after time. Frequently on both sides of the mating, but always in combination with different individual each time. This is what I mean by repeated injection of the blood, but in small doses. In this way, the characteristics of just individual become fixed or established in the line without incurring the hazards of close consanguineous matings. The characteristic thus become established, but through careful selection of the fowl I use in the brood pens, generation after generation, the offspring come larger and stronger rather than smaller and weaker, with latter usually results from close consanguineous mating. Okay. Another topic. Where do we find them? Okay. I repeat. Where do we find them? By this time, you probably are saying you have set up enough requirements for proper brood fowl to fill a bushel basket. Now tell me, where to find them? You are asking me? Well, I tell you. I've been looking for them continuously for 45 years and expect to continue looking for the rest of my life. Once in a great while, I find someone. Sometimes it will be on my own yards, although often I have gone 3 or 4 years without keeping a single stag of my own production for brood purposes. At least I did not find one which suited me as well as the ones I presently was breeding. The hand proven their ability at sires. When brood hens is even worse. I started looking from the time ability as sires. With brood hen, it's even worse. I started looking from the time the chicks are 4 months old, and while occasionally I find one which appears to have all the qualification, she still must have proved her ability and prepotency in the broodyard before she and her progeny are retained in the family. Excuse me. At one time, they come from nationally known crackers with whom I am not well acquainted. Excuse me. Wala na ako. If I admire them and their foul, I make it a point to know them better, visit and correspond with them. Often, we exchange foul to our mutual advantage. In these cases, likewise, the foul must prove their merit both from him and for me. I have never attempted to produce brute foul from advertisement. Undoubtedly, many excellent foul are advertised. But where I insist upon seeing my brute foul performed personally, such opportunities were not available. Probably you will do well to follow the same procedure, namely because your selection upon what you see rather that upon what you read. You are going to do the breeding. Make sure that the qualification conform to your ideas rather than to the ones of some other breeder. In summary, see as many top events as you can. Observe the fowl whose actions you admire. Get acquainted with the owner or breeder and learn all you can about this background. If you are satisfied with this, endeavor to procure the hen or cock or both. Select the individual yourself. Don't take just anything from the yard. Pay the price whatever it is. It probably will be far less expensive in the long run. That to waste money and time on something less than the best. Okay. Continuation. Where do we go from here? Alright, sabi niya. Let's assume you finally have located your producing cock and 2 or more producing hens, which are just as important. Don't stop lacking. Be always on the alert for that producing cock or hen. You may find him or her on your own yard. This is great. This is great for it easier to work with the devil you know than with ones you don't. You may by experimental matings locate such as one which is unrelated to your previously proven stock. In all cases, the identification must be based on performance. Never mind what you expected to happen or what should you have happen. That's no good. It only what does happen that counts. Whether for good or bad, forget your hopes, anticipation, and sentiments. Proceed strictly according to what actually did result. You notice there are no breeding charts or formulas shown here with all the fancy lines to project your matings for the next 10 generation. The commission of intentional, they are no good. A fellow does not know how even this year mating are going to turn out, let alone trying to project them from year ahead. Each mating is a unit in itself. The produce must be proven and appraised, both its strength and weakness evaluated before proceeding to the next generation. If you don't like the results, leave them then and there. If you find another combination to be great, repeat it and carry on with the resulting offspring. Okay. Excuse me. Now for the next step. I am not a believer in close consanguineous breeding father to daughter. Ito, paniniwala niya. Mother to son, brother to sister, stop like that. Yes, I want to set or establish desirable characteristic as much as anyone. But I don't believe that is the way to go about doing it. Rather, I find that the desirable features or cutting power, fit action, etc. can be established just as securely by following another method. I term this repeated injection, but in small doses. I find that if you breathe cut to cut, you intensify cut, power to power, you intensify power, pit action to pit action, provided it is of the same type. You establish pit action, but don't try to do it all at once by close consanguineous meetings, which more often that not results in disaster at one form of another. Rather, go about it more slowly and over a period of time generation. Try half brother and half sister. If you have only one proven cock and two proven hens, if you are lucky enough to have discovered over a period of time two top producing cocks and two great unrelated hens, the core is much easier. Okay.